ask me all the time about things that the MAGA Republicans are saying. And I would just put it to you this way. You know people in your life, everybody does, know people in their lives who are chronic liars. And you might love them, but you have to recognize that you cannot trust anything that they say. So when they tell you the 5 millionth lie to you, do you go look it up, or do you dismiss it out of hand? And one of the things that I think is really interesting about this moment is I used to religiously fact check everything I heard. I no longer do that with the MAGA Republicans. I come from a place of they are lying. When I have time, I will chase down that lie. And I would urge you to do the same thing on that, because one of the things that is going on with the way that the Trump Vance campaign is operating right now is that they're deliberately not trying to tell the truth. They are deliberately lying. And the reason for that is it's called disinformation. It's a disinformation campaign. And if you lie enough, you do exactly what some people are reacting to. That is, you get people so tied up on on trying to figure out what's real and what's not that they never get to the real questions. And I always think of it, honestly, it's a horrible image, but I always think of it is if you have to deal with mice, as we do here in Maine a lot. One of the ways, and it's not one of the ways I use, but one of the ways some people do is they use traps that are sticky. So the mouse runs across it and they stick on it. And it's to me, it's, well, you use whatever you need to use, but I always think of these arguments like that, like it's mouse sticky paper, and it's designed to get you so tangled up on that issue that you don't notice that, for example, Trump's economic policies are essentially switching the burden of American taxation from the wealthy and corporations to people like you and me. I mean, that is quite literally what they do. That's even what the right-wing American Enterprise Institute says they are doing. But if you're busy wondering if it's really true that what did I see today? That, I don't know, somebody is taking money from George Soros, then you're not thinking about the larger picture and how it affects you. So, one of the things that jumps out to me about this moment is that the MAGA Republicans, and they're not traditional Republicans for again, the millionth time, they're extremists. They've taken over the Republican Party and they're lying to you. Anything that comes out of their mouths, you should assume is a lie. You can check it then and figure out how and why it's a lie. But you will note when you see these things in the what I won't even say the legacy media, all the media that is fact-based, so that includes independent people like me, or um, Brian Tyler Cohen, or anything through the CBS, all those things, they will say this is a lie. Like the idea of Haitian immigrants eating pets in Springfield, Ohio. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie. It's been debunked by everybody, including the Republican mayor of Springfield, the Republican governor of the state, the police chief, so on. Similarly, with the thing about Venezuelan gangs in Aurora, Colorado, again, the chief of police and the Republican mayor of Aurora, Colorado said this is false. This is not happening. So if it's something like that, you will see pushback on it because it seems like a big enough deal. People are paying attention. But if it's a stupid lie, like this whole idea that Vice President Harris was teasing those two hecklers because they said Jesus is Lord, the only places that are replaying that are far right websites. And when that happens, you know it's crap. And there's really no reason to put any more of your effort into it. Sort of think of it like again, that mousetrap, that if they keep sticking you with that stuff, you never get on with your life. The same way that if you have that liar in your life and you spend all your time lying to them and saying, no, it's really not true that you live in a 7,500 square foot house, you never get out of that fight. Instead, you can sort of say, oh, I'm so happy for you, and then go on with your life. And that's one of the things that I think is interesting in this moment, because you have to assume they're lying. and that the rest of us need to move on with our lives actually to deal with real problems in the United States of America. Now, why do the lies are interesting because of the disinformation, but they're also, I think, really interesting in terms of moving forward in this country. And that is the if you believed that the American people wanted what you were selling, you wouldn't lie about it. You would honestly tell people what you were going to do. And one of the